Future Talk Radio. You're in to all things music.
Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Erik, Paul, and Shark.
Happy 2017, y'all.
Merry New Year!
I am so not in the mood to be drinking right now, but here we are.
Did you have a hard night, Erik?
It was, a little bit.
This is your job. Do your job.
I know. I'm taking one for the team right now.
Start off 2017 in the right way, doing your job correctly.
What about you, Shark? I saw some Facebook posts about waking up with a headache, something.
No, I stayed home last night.
Oh, you didn't have to work?
No, I have recently retired from all that craziness. So no, I did not have to work last night, but I stayed home.
Tell him how you quit. Tell him your last act as I was commander in chief.
Yeah, I was called out of my name by a young kid, and I was choking him to death, and at that point I figured, yeah, that's enough. I think I've done this long enough. Yes, and I was like, so yeah, I'm gonna call it an end, and so I put an end to all that. However, I chose to stay home last night, thinking, oh yeah, it'll be nice and calm. Now I live in UTC. I live in University City. Uh-huh. There's really nothing but old people in University City, except
there's some college kids.
Well, yes. Well, across the street from me, there's a family. They have like high school or college kids, and I guess the parents were gone because those kids had a party, a huge party, and which ended in a fight in the middle of the street right in front of my house.
Was this last night?
Yeah, like kids, and it's
and where you're like, this is not my job, this is not my problem.
Well, and this is what was funny, because it was a bunch of white kids who live in La Jolla and UTC, and they were out in the middle of the street throwing up gang signs and calling each other blood and cuz. And I had to be the cranky old man and go out and put an end to that too. I was like, listen, hey. Yeah, you guys take this somewhere else. And they were like, hey, mind your own business. I was like, did you want me to come over there across the street? No, sir. And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. So, yeah, just go away.
So you really can't get away from this thing.
I can't get away from it.
You're like Bruce Willis in Unbreakable. This might just be like your fate. You have to be a hero.
It haunts me.
Do you have like PTSD or whatever? Like when you see like white kids doing drunken debauchery or whatever, like you just feel the need to...
No, now I laugh and walk away, because I'm like, I actually don't have to put up with that. That's none of my business. And so it's a beautiful thing. But yes, I did. It was Vader like choking that kid. And I was like, you, sir, are going to die this evening.
So unlike all you other people out there, Shark has actually made a New Year's resolution and acted on it to be a better person and not to choke people to death, hopefully, in this upcoming year.
So your low point was in December, and now you're...
Well, yeah, and also
your high point.
It was time for me to leave.
You seem happier already.
I've got terrible back problems that were being worsened by being there. So yeah, it's like, and then that kid, I was like, you know what?
Well, lifting someone up by their neck and holding it against the wall is not good for your back.
That could cause extreme back problems.
A lot of misalignments.
Yes. And it would get even worse were I in jail for having strangled that kid. So. But here we are.
That's why Vader's technique is so impressive. He doesn't use his back at all. Just zero stress on the back.
Vader's the man.
He's zen.
Vader is definitely the man. That's quite a segue.
Yes.
Seeing as we are doing Rogue One.
Yes, we are.
A beautiful thing. How was your guys' New Year's Eve, by the way?
Mine was fun. I hung out with friends. We did a Mel Brooks marathon. So we watched Mel Brooks movies.
Nice.
Blazing Saddles, I hope.
Yeah, that Young Frankenstein, Men in Tights.
Nice. Putting on the Reds.
Yeah.
Mine was pretty fun. I performed with my band.
How'd that go?
It was pretty good. It was fun. Started out a little bit stiff, but then as the night progressed, got pretty fun.
Yeah, I still haven't had a chance to get out and see Up Funk.
Yep.
Gotta get out there and see you guys one of these days when.
You gotta stop playing in Encinitas, man. You gotta play
Well, with that particular band, that's kind of like our home base of operations. We're almost like a house band there.
Okay,
nice.
But yeah, we do need to get out. It would be good to go play somewhere else.
You're like the Roots on whatever whichever one of those shows.
Tonight
there
Show,
on.
I think.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel
Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Well, what's everybody drinking today?
I've got a leftover buku from last night from Mother Earth.
Leftover wine for me from somewhere. I don't know.
I'm having a little bottle of cheap champagne in honor of New Year's Eve.
All right.
Oh, I discovered an awesome drink this weekend. I was hanging out at a bar watching the Ronda Rousey fight. Speaking of which, you saw that, right?
Yes,
Shark?
I did. She got destroyed.
Oh my god, that was painful.
She got beat to death.
I saw a gif of her getting punched in the face several times.
That fight really was the length of a GIF.
Yeah, it was.
All it deserves is a GIF. It was like 45 seconds.
I feel bad for her because people are like just on her case so bad. I'm like, I don't know why they hate her so much. Like, what did she do to people? She was a champion. She beat everybody.
I think just the attitude towards the end where she started buying into her own hype and just kind of being like super cocky, and I guess people were thinking she's underrated, and it turns out overrated, and it turns out that
that's the thing. She's not at all overrated. She just ran into some better fighters, and like she's got too much pride. She shouldn't have tried to stand toe to toe and strike with Nunez.
You think that's what it was? She just wanted to prove I am a striker.
Yeah, but also Nunez is a black belt, like a legit black belt in jiu-jitsu. She's a badass. She's huge. She's practically a man. So So I don't think she was outclassed there. But hey.
but that's that's another kind of down point for Ronda if it was pride, because she was trying to, I guess you might be right, she was trying to prove that I can stand up and I can't throw up a striking game, and it was like beating up a toddler.
And she's a little bit mental too, because she doesn't take defeat well. She stood there with her head down and like wouldn't look at anybody. It's like you lost a fight. Like,
well, she went into a bad place after her last loss.
Yeah, she was. I mean, people were talking about suicide, and like it's like you're in the fight game. You lost a fight. That happens.
But that's the thing. Like
it happens
because
like half the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the thing with her, because they made her into such a huge superstar. There's so much. It's not just a fighter. It's like her movie career and modeling, and
she still has all that. I mean, I look at it this way. She's a true fighter, so I can see being upset about losing. But in the long run, she still got $3 million for 48 seconds, and she still got a modeling career and a film career, such as it is. God help me if I ever have to see one of her movies. But
that's gonna go away if she keeps losing like this, where it's just.
I think she'll hang them up. Even though she's not even 30 years old yet, she's still a kid. So
yeah. So you think if she tried to go for the takedown, she probably would have had a better chance?
I think she would have had a better chance, and it would have gone longer than 48 seconds.
Yeah.
Standing. After her first punch on the jaw, she should have known I cannot stand toe to toe.
Maybe after the first one, she was already just. Disoriented and dizzy.
She was pretty.
After
much
a couple of those, she looked checked out.
She was pretty much, and you could even see when once she stood back up after they called the fight, she stood back up and she was still dazed. She didn't know where the hell she was. Yeah. So
she got rescued. Herb Dean saved her life.
Oh, Nunez was putting hands on her.
She was about to make a vegetable out of her. That was scary.
Very much so, and she meant to do that too. Nunez looked like she's wanted to kill her. So. Yeah. Thank God for Herb Dean.
But anyway, the reason I brought that up is I discovered a new drink today. I was kind of a little sick still. I was sick past couple of weeks, and I didn't want to drink anything like cold beer at a bar. So someone suggested a hot toddy.
Yes,
it was so good.
Yeah, well,
I'd never heard of that before. It's like hot whiskey and honey and lemon. Yeah. It's like a tea with honey, but instead of tea, it's whiskey.
It's very good for helping you sleep.
Yeah, for sleep.
It's a good winter drink.
Yeah, good winter drink. It was like cold and rainy. I was coughing, and it made me feel great. It actually helped my cough.
Oh, it warms you right up.
Yeah, it was great.
Those are very well known in the industry set. So,
all right. So do we have to talk about this movie?
I assume everyone has seen it.
Yes, unlike Westworld, right? We're all
yes.
I finally finished watching Westworld, and good lord, like it went very strange there for a second. But anyway, Rogue One. I didn't hate it.
That's high praise.
I didn't hate
praise
it.
from Shark.
You know what? It was, first of all, I loved the Donnie Yen's character.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't. I won't even try to pronounce the name. It's like Chirrut something or other. I like that character only because it was just like a Jedi type character. That's really.
But not a full Jedi, kind of like
he was just like of the religion. I didn't think he was an actual Jedi, or something like that.
He was. I am of the Force.
Well, that's the funny thing is in the world without Jedi, he's a bad motherfucker. He's like a blind ninja.
Yeah, and I think that was it.
So were you guys cool with martial arts being in Star Wars now?
I was, because he was like the blind swordsman, and if they're gonna have Jedis, and they're swordsmen. And so they should have like some good choreography when they have the fights.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Like now we got, I don't know,
where it's martial arts, but it's not Jedi.
Yeah, it's like martial arts are now in Star Wars.
That's kind of the way movies are now. They're crowbarring martial arts into the Star Wars universe.
kind of,
so kids can watch it.
It felt out of place to me.
Well, and because the movie itself was extremely slow. And like really, really kind of boring. Yeah,
I am super bummed out about this movie because I was really excied for it.
I thought you liked it.
It was like a standalone Star Wars. No, I do not like this movie whatsoever.
Yeah.
How come? Just
jeez. I'm interested to see why you guys, well, especially if you like this character, because I don't like any of the characters. They didn't really build any of them up.
Yeah,
there's not any character development in this movie.
Well, I think
there's a little bit with Andor, where he kind of started off as like a manipulative prick, and I guess towards the end got a little bit of honor in him.
Well,
they can't see you shrugging on the radio.
Yeah, I think the thing with me liking Donnie Yen's character is I just like.
Is it because it's Donnie Yen?
Well, that's part of it because I like Donnie Yen.
I think they rely a little heavily on that.
And that's the thing. I just like the blind swordsman character, not necessarily for this movie. Like it doesn't like that character in the history of film is a cool character.
The guy who wrote this wrote Book of Eli.
Oh, well, there you go.
So it's kind of like copy pasting and
pretty much. Yeah. I mean, and if I had to hear the main character, Jyn Erso, and I don't remember what her name is, if I had to hear her say one more time, "I am Jyn Erso, daughter of," she said that like 10 times. Like, we fucking get it. You're the guy's daughter. Please stop saying that.
And that is it. Felicity Jones, I think, is the actress for that.
Yeah, that's it.
She did nothing for me, especially coming off episode 7 with Daisy Ridley or whatever, who had so much energy and like charisma, and this girl was just. I mean, I know her character is a different character than Daisy Ridley's.
But yeah, I know what you mean. That doesn't really have the same magnetism on screen.
Yeah, and just like her. I didn't think there was any chemistry between the two leads.
There absolutely wasn't. They were. It looked like they were just there to get a paycheck. You know what I mean? And like, so these standalone Star Wars films that they're making, I don't think any of them are going to be good. They're just like kind of crowbarring in, just like they're like, we got to keep this franchise going.
Well, it's just like, here's your chance to do something completely different, or tell a standalone story, and there's so much baggage.
And they still that's what you don't like, that they're still trying to weave everything into the main story. I thought you'd be happy that everybody dies at the end.
If I cared about anybody, I'm like, you watch these people die. I'm like, yeah.
Thank God we don't have to see them anymore.
It was damn creepy seeing Carrie Fisher's face at the end.
That's another huge mark against this movie is the CG characters, because
Peter Cushing
and the X-wing pilots, and Carrie Fisher's the absolute worst at the end. That scene is not needed at all at the end of this thing.
It seems really, really forced. I like the way they used Darth Vader in the film, because he wasn't there that much Just enough.
I like the last bit with him. The
yeah,
first bit.
Vader kicked ass in there. That was great.
But even with that, it's like,
why the fuck is he living on Mordor or whatever? What was up with this little lava castle? It's just like,
they don't want people seeing him in his oxygen bathtub thing.
Well, even with that, like you can, that too is forced. It's like, okay, we got to throw Vader in here somewhere so people know it's a Star Wars movie. It's like, you really don't need. It's like you said. Why couldn't the story? Okay, it's in the same universe. We get it. It has something to do with the Empire and the Rebellion, but make it something different. Like it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be the damn Death Star, and
they just can't get away from that thing.
Yeah,
that Death Star is in every freaking Star Wars movie, man.
Every goddamn one. They're talking about the Death Star. It's like, we get it, Death Star. We get it, Vader. It's a surprise to me that they put Darth Vader in this movie, Rogue One, just for a second. The Death Stars through the whole movie, and in the Episode 7. Luke Skywalker's in the movie for 10 seconds, and doesn't he just they show his face, and that's it. Which means he'll probably get the whole next movie will probably be all him. But
it'll be him and Ren.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just really. I was sitting there the whole time going, I get it. It's a Star Wars movie. Why are you putting all this stuff in? It's really stupid. So.
I think the one thing that maybe was a little bit refreshing for me is there wasn't too much Force woo-woo in this one. It was more just down-to-earth kind of military stuff. And, it's kind of people that are not Jedi that are fighting this war that don't really have, magic woo-woo stuff to rely on. I love the
idea of that.
It's kind of in the background as, almost like a religious thing.
Could Forrest Whitaker be more of an overactor?
Why is he in this movie?
Why
did he die? There was plenty of room on that ship. He's like, no, I got it.
I'm just tired of trying.
It's like I'm over it. I'm ready to go.
It was so stupid.
I have not been digging Whitaker lately at all.
What was his last good movie?
He hasn't had a good
Ghost
movie
Dog.
in a long Ghost Dog. Yeah,
man, that was 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it's bad because he's actually a really good actor, but he just
used to be.
Yeah, he was. You know what? He was good. He was good on that show about with the bald-headed cop. I can't even remember what it's called now, but All
right, we'll be right back. We're going to take a little break, re-up our drinks. We'll be back to talk more shit in just a minute. Rekt Reviews, Talk Radio. Talk to you in a minute.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Erik, Paul, and Shark.
And we're back. We were. You guys missed it. Shark was just ranting about Lucas's
Red Tails.
Red Tails. It's the subject matter of that film could have been such a good movie. Just because of what it was about.
It sounds like a cool story.
Yeah, the black pilots in World War II and the Tuskegee Airmen could have been a great movie. There's a documentary about it, which I can't remember what it's called, but
and then
it's
there was
much
a
better.
Tuskegee movie with Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah,
that was pretty decent. I think
that was not bad.
It was like an HBO movie.
Yeah, that was not bad. But the one
when Lawrence Fishburne was an actor.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh. Let me just throw this in real quick, okay? Because I actually watched
Batman or Superman. He was in Superman.
I watched that movie Passengers with Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh God, why would you watch that?
Oh, it may be the worst movie ever made.
He's in there?
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne is in there for about 15 minutes.
The guy who wrote Prometheus. That was enough for me to not go see it.
There you go. It's just as bad. It's worse than Prometheus. Like
that's a tall order.
Yeah, it's a story that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, and it goes nowhere. like just nowhere. What's the guy's name?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Just keep doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
I like Chris Pratt.
You wouldn't like him in this. He's terrible.
That's a bummer.
He's terrible. But in his defense, he doesn't have much to work with. It's really stupid. So
Jennifer Lawrence is in that, right?
Jennifer Lawrence is in it, and the only good part is you get to see her ass one time when she's swimming. That's the only good part of the movie.
I'm sold.
Yeah,
I'll go.
Other than that, terrible.
No.
Complete terrible. Like think it's like
$14 is not too much to spend on Jennifer Lawrence's ass. Yeah.
I'll wait for the animated GIF on the internet.
Yeah, get a magazine or something.
But all right, I wanted to bring up one point about Vader real quick. So the dude is like always in pain, right? Because he's like he like fell in lava or whatever. Yeah. So, and then you have a scene where he's like basically telling jokes, like the don't choke on your aspiration or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, Vader doesn't ever tell jokes. And like that was just such...
That's a good line.
Yeah, see,
choke on your aspiration also means breathing.
Right, yeah, that's why I'm like, no, Vader's not like a ha-ha chuckle guy. Yeah. I felt like that was way out of character for him.
It's the whole new... It's the Tony Stark syndrome. How
I can definitely see the Marvel Disney influence.
Yeah, maybe he had one day where he was feeling kind of rowdy.
Nah, Vader is all evil.
He's feeling super clean after that back to tank or whatever.
He was excited to have a visitor.
Vader,
he probably doesn't get very many.
He probably just sits in that tank and once in a while we'll come up with a good line. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna use this on the next."
There should be no joy in Vader's life.
Yeah, he's in constant pain. He's I assume the Force is what is the only thing that's keeping him alive at this point.
Yeah,
that and that suit, but. I don't know. Like that felt way out of place to me.
Exactly.
And it bummed me out.
He should be nothing's funny to him.
Yeah.
There's no time where he sits down and crafts a joke.
Yeah.
So
I don't need to see Darth Vader doing stand up.
I think it was okay. I don't think it was that jokey. He was just kind of being an evil dick.
It was called he said aspirations.
Yeah.
Come on.
Vader should be like me at the Ale House. He just walks around twisting his fingers and choking people. There's no jokes.
I didn't get that till just now, the aspiration part, the breathing. So maybe that was unintentional.
I was rolling my... No, that was intentional.
But it is this new breed of filmmaker. Like it's like, okay, we got to throw something in here that's like Iron Man. We get it. It's got to be something like that. There should be no jokes. It's like I said. I think I didn't hate it only because it's a Star Wars movie. And
so you liked it, Paul, right?
I kind of liked it.
Okay, I feel bad because we're shitting all over it. So let's talk about something that you like.
Think about it this way: this could be the only joke that Vader ever told in his whole life. Think about it that way. He could get one.
True.
No, he's
Vader lost his legs, his arms. Like he's in constant pain.
Yeah, he's
There's
in
no
constant
jokes.
pain. Like there's no sunny side of.
Yeah, the joke to him is when he kills somebody. That's funny to him.
Well, he almost killed a guy. He was kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, but
he killed people at the
felt
end.
like a zinger.
Yeah, at the end he killed people. Yeah. Vader's always been the like without a doubt the best character to me in the whole Star Wars and all of them.
Despite the prequels.
Yeah, exactly. Despite that, this movie actually could have used Jar Jar Binks. Let's just say that.
Do you guys know about this Mandela effect thing with Vader? Do you know about that at all? There's a lot of people. There's all these things going around where people remember one thing one way, and turns out it's different. So, like one of the and the reason it's called the Mandela effect is a lot of people have like a clear memory that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 80s and not like a few years ago or whatever.
Who thinks that?
A lot of people go on the internet.
Wow.
There's a lot of things.
Don't go on the internet.
Things.
Kids at home, don't go on the internet.
So there's a lot of things like that.
No.
And the Vader one is one of them where people remember the movie, him saying, "Luke, I am your father," but in the movie he says, "No, I am your father." How do you guys remember that?
Like, who cares?
Yeah, I just remember him saying, "Yeah." He said his father's dead, and he said, "No, I am your father."
Okay, you remember it the same way?
I don't.
I was reading something.
I don't know.
About this.
It's not. It doesn't matter to me either way.
I was reading something about this the other day. Everybody seems to remember that there was a movie with Sinbad, the comedian, in it, where he played a genie.
Yeah,
but there was never a movie. He's like, I never did that movie.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. And so here's the thing. So Shaquille O'Neal did a movie called Kazam, which was terrible. And everybody thinks that Sinbad did a movie called Shazam, where he was a genie.
Where he played Shaquille O'Neal?
No, where he played a genie. Everybody seems to remember that, but there's no such film. So you know what it is?
That's like the "Play It Again, Sam" line from Casablanca. Like that's actually not in the movie.
Yeah,
or the "Beam Me Up, Scotty" from Star Trek. Like that's never said.
Really? Yeah. I think you're right with this one.
I think people.
I don't know why people make such a huge deal
because
about
people get told something and they say, "Okay, you just said it; it's fact," or they read it on the internet, and okay, all of a sudden, well, it's a fact. It's like everything. Whether you read something on the internet about Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, it's a fact.
Yep.
It's a fact. I read it on the internet, so yeah, that's just stupid stuff. But it's the same thing with how with how people go to these movies. Like I'm sure I don't know how much Rogue One grossed. I'm sure it did very well.
Yeah,
but like there's gonna be on the internet where it's the greatest Star Wars movie yet, and everybody loves it. And there's like we're sitting here going, no, we didn't love it.
No, I gotta say this is probably the better one since the 70s ones.
Oh, I think 7's way better than this one.
Episode 7's way better than this. Yeah,
I think so. But most everybody I've talked to, other than you guys, since when we just sat down here, Shark, you like the movie, but everybody else loves this thing.
Yeah,
I haven't talked to anybody. I haven't talked to anybody who has felt negative about it.
I think those are diehard Star Wars fans who are just like anything Star Wars they love. Even the ones
like people are talking about like some of their favorite characters are in this movie. I'm like, there's nothing to build off of. Like, there's no reason why. Like, why do you feel so strongly about these characters where the movie doesn't even think it's important to tell you anything about them?
Yeah, how could you have a favorite character in this movie when they're all just throwaway? Like Darth Vader. Even I like Donnie Yen, but even Darth Vader's the only like standout character, and he's only in the movie for like 20 minutes and shit. So
yeah, like you can have good character development in a standalone movie. I mean, most movies are standalone; they do it all the time.
Yeah,
but this one didn't do any of that.
I think the only good characters in this movie were Empire people. Like what's his face, Krennic. I liked him. He was kind of.
You talking about is he the main the guy that built the Death Star?
Yeah, he's a good like Bond villain type guy.
Not the scientist, the guy that's giving shit.
Not Mads,
the guy in white. Yeah.
And Mads is great. That guy is awesome. I was just but
like he didn't do shit.
He didn't do too much. But
and that whole scene like in the rain where she's climbing up to go see her father.
That scene I did have a problem with. Why are they having this like whole thing with like the top scientist outside in the rain, undefended, where anyone could just start shooting rockets at them. Why not go inside to protect the mountain?
And of course, it's raining
because the writer is a poor writer and couldn't figure out a better way to do that, so he just said, "The hell with it, let's just do it this way."
That was pretty dumb. I did have a little bit of an issue with that. I have a problem with most movies now because they just like they're so bad. Like there's no real writing. They're like, we have a big star. We have, again, I go back to Passengers. Okay, we have Chris Pratt and we have Jennifer Lawrence. Let's start there. All right, give me an idea. All right, we're done.
They're alone on a spaceship. I like
150 million right there.
Exactly.
Put them in underwear. Exactly.
I like it. They're alone on a spaceship. What do we do? Where are we going with this? And then they're just like throwing some shit. They fall in love, throwing some shit into the movie.
You know, all those people do is cocaine all day long.
All day long.
Just cocaine and bad ideas.
All day long. And you know there's a producer sitting there going, I don't care what we do as long as I get to see Jennifer Lawrence's ass in this movie. Okay, yeah, I will throw $10 million towards it if we can do that. And they're like, we can do that for you.
I think to
do another line.
Put things in perspective, like there's a lot of dumb movies out, but go back to like the 90s and watch like Nicolas Cage movies and see how far we've come.
They're terrible.
I think we're evolving. It's not
There's
great.
good movies. There's plenty of good writing. Like Hell or High Water, I thought was a great movie this year or this past year.
Yeah, but nobody gets to see those movies. They're only out for you have to go see them. But they don't get the marketing. That like
no, I mean this is like
that the Jeff Bridges one?
Yeah, the West Bridges and
he's the worst part of that movie, by the way.
Really?
I haven't seen it.
Well, he's
yet.
doing his Jeff Bridges like shtick. But it's a good movie. But like I mean, there's a huge push obviously behind this. It's like the summer blockbuster stuff like coming into the end of the year, which we're gonna have probably for the rest of our lives because Star Wars is here to stay.
Yeah, and so is all the Marvel and DC stuff. I saw there's a thing on YouTube right now, for 2017 and beyond, all these new movies that are going to be coming out. They got all the trailers. The trailer for Wonder Woman, it looks like it's going to be the biggest piece of trash known to man.
So like Suicide Squad,
yeah,
like the last DC movies that we've watched.
Jesus Christ, Suicide Squad and Batman versus Superman, which is it's millions and millions of dollars worth of garbage is what it is. So
all right, so what's something you liked about Rogue One, Paul? Let's talk about let's be positive.
Like I said, I kind of like the more down to earthiness of it. There was just kind of military war stuff. No,
like stripped from the headline sort of like stuff.
Yeah, they didn't talk about midichlorians and all that shit.
Yeah, no midichlorians. There's no lightsaber battles. You know, aside from Vader's little thing at the end. Just lasers, bombs, spaceships flying around.
Well, let me run this by you guys because I like the tone of this movie. It's cool to see Star Wars go in this tone because it's like darker.
Exactly.
And however, I wish this would have been like maybe like an episode 8, kind of like in the newer Star Wars movies versus this one that's supposed to lead into episode like A New Hope, the original Star Wars, which is all like, it's fun to shoot stormtroopers and like let's kill the like. You don't when you see Han Solo shoot a stormtrooper in A New Hope, you don't think about how bad it is for him or anything like that.
Yeah.
And like in this movie, when you like that guerrilla attack on the stormtroopers, whatever, like that was some like dark shit where you like I don't know, like
you felt bad for the stormtroopers.
Like it made it more real feeling, and I think this movie has a lot of real feeling stuff in it, and I think that's really weird transition into A New Hope, which is very fantasy. Like good guys versus bad guys, no like shades of gray.
Yeah,
which I like that Star Wars is covering that stuff, and I would love to see that more like in the newer ones because when one of the main characters is a stormtrooper, which kind of brings like personality and realness to that sort of character. So I can see that working mainly in the newer ones, but not necessarily this. But that also, like I said, this may be my own baggage. I'm curious to see if you guys have any thoughts on that?
George Lucas is just sitting there going, "You people are terrible. You're destroying what I've created." Like all of you. He's like, I know I messed up with Jar Jar Binks. I get it. I get it. I screwed it up. He's like, but you guys are taking
kids movies, basically.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. He's like, but you guys are taking it to a whole different lower level. That's just terrible. Like I thought it was a really good idea to have the story of the people who got the plans to the Death Star. Good story arc. They should have just left it there, though. They didn't have to go to like showing Peter Cushing and Carrie Fisher. They didn't have to go that far with it. Like, it's like, we get it, you know.
Yeah,
and then
all that stuff's bad.
Yeah,
and it's gonna like age poorly too. Cause this is gonna look as bad as Tron 2 looks.
Yeah, it's not
like
gonna go well. Like you can go back and watch the original Star Wars today. You can go back and watch that. It holds up. This one, I think, is dead in a year. Like,
yeah, people are talking about how awesome the CG characters are. And I'm like, no, it's not
wasn't.
good at all.
It's not good at all.
Yeah,
it's not good at all. It looked like Photoshop.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
It's distracting.
These movies, and same thing with episode 7. I don't think any of these are going to hold up at all for more than the big brouhaha they make, and when it's released. I think that's it. I don't think it's possible to really recreate the kind of
and
especially if you have one coming out every year.
And like you said, it's distracting. I spent the first 10 minutes I was going, is that Peter Cushing? Is that his face?
Yeah.
Or is that somebody who looks a whole hell of a lot like him?
Yeah, why just cast an actor to play the part?
Yeah. Or it could be a completely different character.
Yeah, you don't even bring in Peter Cushing.
Yeah, don't even bring him in.
Yeah.
Like he's done. He's not around yet. So I'm surprised I'm surprised that they didn't talk about some way like Crowbar in Luke Skywalker or Alderaan or Tatooine, wherever the hell he was from. I'm really surprised
it really
they didn't.
Worries me what they're going to do in the future, especially now that Carrie Fisher has passed on.
Yeah,
what are they going to do?
And Han Solo's supposed to be dead too, but they're doing.
There's a Han Solo standalone movie coming out.
Yeah,
really? And that it's here's all this baggage that you could have told something original, and here we are again.
And Lando Calrissian, the character, is going to be the guy
from Community.
Yeah. So Childish Gambino.
Yeah,
I don't like him. He's terrible. I hate that guy.
He's great in Community.
Is he? I've never seen Community.
Oh, I love him in Community. He's good at comedy stuff, but him in that Mars movie, whatever, is awful.
Is awful. And see, that's what it's going to be. The next one is going to be, because he's like a comedic actor, sort of. Mm-hmm. It's going to be all comedy, or at least what they think is comedy.
I'm so not excited for that movie.
Not at all.
Especially after what they did here.
There's a whole thing they have, if you go online, about the stupid stuff that's in movies now. And I just watched one the other day about Batman versus Superman, about all the stupid shit.
So you watched the whole movie?
The whole movie, because like at the end, why does Superman have to fly the kryptonite spear into the guy's heart when Wonder Woman could have easily done it? It doesn't make any sense.
We will answer this question after the break.
Yeah.
Going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Rekt Reviews, Talk Radio. Talk to you in a minute.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element. Affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Make this your vinyl night. I'm John J.R. Robinson, and every week, music creation comes alive through stories, experiences, and sounds when vinyl records filled our hearts and minds. My friends and I share our tips and techniques used in creation of iconic tracks for recording artists such as Michael Jackson, Eric Clapton, Quincy Jones, and Steve Winwood, to name a few. Vinyl has emerged hot, and the soul of vinyl defines art and passion which burns deepest at night. Tune in every
Are you
Wednesday.
serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com. Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Erik, Paul, and Sharp.
Put your beer goggles back on.
Hey, did anybody else not know that Gotham City and Metropolis were right next to each other?
They're
What
the
the
twin
hell?
cities, apparently.
Yeah, the twin cities of Gotham and Metropolis. That's beautiful. That's great writing.
All right, so how did you guys feel about the last action sequence? Well, we'll say the battle, the big battle at the end of Rogue One that went on for a long time.
I thought it was they were trying to copy like scenes from Braveheart and 300.
It felt like it hit, like you could feel like the beats before they were about to happen. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the good guys got
Absolutely.
the surprise drop on them. It's gonna go, and then everything's gonna go bad for them, and then they're gonna pull out at the end.
Yeah. Again, best fight thing in the movie is Vader at the end when he
Yeah.
just pulls out his lightsaber and he's like, "I'm about to do work." So,
But like that whole shit with the TIE fighter pilot, he's like, oh, you got to connect this cable so we can like, because the data load is huge. We need this whatever cable to like transmit it and all that stuff. Like,
yeah,
it reminded me of like bullshit like in video games.
yeah.
Like when you're playing something like, oh, you got to open this thing up, and then, like you get there, like, oh no, you got to do this other stuff first. It's like, I'm like, this felt like it was written like this could be a video game level.
So did you notice that? So he had to hook this cable up and then run the cable back into hook it, and so the cable wasn't long enough, and then all of a sudden like something else happened. So then the cable was long enough.
It was like wrapped around a box or something. Like he went the wrong way, or I don't know.
It's like film writing 101. It's
like we got to add tension to something, so let's do this. Like this will delay him, so we can have tension over here. I don't know.
Just like episode 7, which I actually liked episode 7, but it was almost a carbon copy of A New Hope.
It is, yeah.
And then so this one they tried to add the same thing. Like there's always the scene of them climbing up the chute that falls forever.
Yeah.
You know, they're always hanging off something. It's like, does that always have to be in a Star Wars movie? Always.
Yes.
And you're also talking about...
What's up with the safety protocols of the Star Wars universe, man? Like, can we not build railings?
Yeah, no railings.
Is there no...
What about when the Death Star fires the laser? There's like a trooper there, like right in the
standing right next to it,
standing right next to it, which I assume goes to open space, and then this giant fucking radioactive laser is like
that
6 feet
dude's
away
not
from
having
it.
children.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like so. Am I to understand that my job is to stand next to the radioactive laser that goes out with no protection?
The Empire really needs to get some OSHA regulations.
Absolutely.
That's why the rebellion's there. It's like, damn it, we want railings. I need some radiation
We
suits.
just want
Come on.
some minimum safety precautions.
Can I get at least one railing, please? I'm trying not to fall. And can we close off? Can we put like little grates around the little thing that falls on forever? just something so we don't fall. How many deaths a year do we have in this place?
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Does
part
the
of.
Death Star have those like it's been 0 days since the last
Yeah.
death or whatever? Like, is that
Exactly.
they keep track of that?
0 seconds. We lost another one.
You know what? I think that may be Empire's way of kind of like doing almost like, you know, survival of the fittest. If you're too dumb to not fall down or shoot in the Empire, you shouldn't be working here.
I have not seen anybody in a wheelchair in Star Wars that I can think of.
And why? So is it just like a given in the world of film that if you're an orphan that you turn into a street thug and you automatically know how to fight and you're a hustler and you just know how, because Daisy Ridley she was that in episode 7, and this chick,
Well, she had to fend for herself, so I can see how that makes sense for her character.
So if you are an orphan, you're alone on the street, you're a child. I think you just die. Like you don't turn into a badass.
She was taken up by Forrest Whitaker, right? She was kind of
but didn't he leave her somewhere? Like
at 16, I think they said
she got arrested.
Yeah,
did they ever say what she got arrested for?
Yeah, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, everything,
like gun smuggling or something.
Yeah, all sorts of shit.
She did everything, and it's like
naughty girl.
Nobody thought that. So Forrest Whitaker running around looking all crazy, he just gets to keep this kid. That's a little weird to me too. So the whole thing, I don't know. And so this is always, and this is not just this film. So, the little girl who was a terrible actor.
Yep.
How does she like these stormtroopers and these are like supposed to be trained military guys? How does the little girl get away?
She hides in the rock.
They didn't search the rocks.
No, they're too dumb.
Didn't do a real good job of searching.
The thing that was really bothering me
that was a terrible mother, by the way. She left her child.
Terrible
Mom.
Yeah.
And why does she like just start shooting? It's like she pulls the gun out. It's like when you pull the gun out, don't announce that you're going to start shooting people. If if they don't know you have a gun and you have it. Pull it out and just shoot everyone.
Military officers either. That's yeah. She's a bad character.
Yeah, she's terrible character.
I just ignore all that stuff. I was like, all right, I'm happy when lasers fire.
Well, it's like I always say, you have to have suspension of disbelief in these movies, but there's just so much you can do.
The one part that really starting to bug me is the stormtrooper outfits. They seem so useless. Like they're obviously made out of just plastic. They don't stop laser shots. They don't stop anything. They're just cumbersome. Like you can't move.
It just makes you shoot poorly.
Exactly.
And you're bright white. You stick out like a freaking.
Did you see the desert dudes? Like the desert stormtroopers?
In black?
No, they were sanded color.
Yeah,
sanded color.
Which made sense because they're in the desert, I guess. But
but I don't know why the white soldiers were there.
Yeah, why are they there?
Why is that the standard go-to?
Yeah. Why are you wearing that very uncomfortable outfit? And then like all the major bad guys, why do they have capes? Who wears a cape?
That's got to be a status symbol. But I was thinking that too. Like the cape's got to be just
why do you have, like I get it. Vader gets a cape. Vader gets whatever the hell he wants. Okay?
Well, that guy always thought he was bigger than whatever he actually was. Yeah, it kind of makes sense for him. Like, I'm going to wear a cape because I'm important.
They also like I did like the fact that was James Earl Jones' voice that they used.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, that was him. That was him for Vader. So
how did they? He's dead, right?
No, he's still alive.
He's alive?
Yeah, he's 175 years old, but he's still alive.
Wow. I thought he was dead.
All he does now is Darth Vader voices.
Yeah, and he gets paid quite handsomely. So
I thought that was some kind of like audio magic stuff, and I was impressed.
And this always tripped me out too. So in the original Star Wars, Darth Vader is like 7 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Anakin Skywalker is just a little shit. Yeah.
Well, his legs got cut off, so they gave him like big robot legs.
Yeah. So through everything else, he's like really tall. And this one, he's not that tall. He's bigger than everybody, but he's still just like, And so here's another thing: when like at the end when he does his thing and he's like got his lightsaber and he's fucking everybody up. Don't you like if this thing opens and you see Darth Vader and you see the lightsaber come out? Don't you just put your gun down and go, yeah, we don't really want to?
No, that's not. What is he going to spare you? You got to try.
Well, I mean, they were trying to delay the whatever
that to get the
passing
plans.
of the whatever.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, is anybody looking forward to the next one coming out?
Well, I'm looking forward to episode 8 because I liked 7.
So you don't want to see like the standalone.
The next standalone's the Han Solo. So I'm like, I'm super bummed about that.
I liked 7 when I saw it in the theater, and then I tried watching it again on a screener copy, and I couldn't sit through it anymore.
I can sit and watch Daisy really anytime. I think she's gorgeous.
Yeah, I went back and watched it after. I hadn't seen it since the theater, since we watched it originally for the show, and I watched it after watching Rogue One. I'm like, this is such a better movie.
Really?
Yeah, it was like it got the bad taste of Rogue One out of my mouth.
Nah.
I actually haven't since I saw it in the theater. I have not seen 7 again. Maybe I'll watch it tonight just check it out, see, get an idea. Because originally I didn't like it that much because I thought the whole the whole Han Solo Princess Leia thing was overdone. It was like too much, and why they killed him at the end didn't make any sense to me. But
do you think they regret that now that she's the one that died in real life?
Well, I think that
should have killed her.
I think Harrison Ford was like, "I'll do this one and then I'm done." Like he's like enough.
Well, he wanted Han Solo to die in Empire.
Oh, did yeah.
He thought it made for a better. It made it more real, I guess.
Probably would have made for a better story. But
then you can't sell his figure.
Well, the thing to me is that they've taken away, like even George Lucas's like Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back, all that got away from the original story because Star Wars to me was really like a Western. You know what I mean? Just like a Western in space, and he just got away from all that. He's like, okay, now I got to add all this other mystic bullshit to it and Jar Jar Binks, which was that's a very racist character. I think I'm just the way I look at it.
There's so many racist characters, especially in the prequels.
Oh,
like the Asian trade aliens.
Oh God,
man,
it's like George. George, your horns are showing.
Yeah, that's why I wonder why he did the red tails or whatever. Was that his? Probably, hey, look at me, I'm not racist.
Yeah, some of my best friends are black. I made this movie about the black fighter pilots. I am not a racist. I'm like, yeah, but you made a terrible movie, George. So,
all right, any final thoughts on Star Wars?
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it
Shark
either.
didn't hate it.
Donnie Yen and Darth Vader saved the movie.
I hated it. What can I say? I will never watch this thing again.
I actually was annoyed at Donnie Yen's constant prayer to the Force, the muttering.
That got very old.
I couldn't take it.
That got very old.
Shut up. Either you get it or you don't. You have the Force or you don't have the Force. You can't fake it. Stop.
You have midichlorians or you don't have them.
Exactly.
And unless you're in like Game of Thrones or something like that, like if somebody asks me my name's Mike or I'm Shark, I don't say I am Michael, son of James. Like, where does that come from? Because like, okay, Michael, who the hell is James? Like, so and she through the whole movie she kept saying that. I am Jen Arso, the daughter of Galen Arso, whatever the hell his name is.
The other problem I had with that is all of a sudden she's kind of like the commander of the whole like Rogue One crew. She's like she's like the general.
Taking orders from her.
Yeah, they're taking orders. She's like giving him the inspirational Braveheart speech. Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys find like her hard swing from like I don't really care about my father, and then she sees like his little blue videotape, and she's like in tears, and I got to go save him.
She didn't care about her father?
My father. Yeah,
like she said, "Oh, I just assumed he was dead," and like she doesn't care about the rebellion or anything.
Oh, you're right.
And then like she sees the video, and then it's just like a hard swing. I felt like I didn't feel like it earned
that. But
her.
there was another scene in there that I was particular. I was like, wow, what a bunch of pussies! Because they were like, the rebellion, we're done, we're finished. We can't do. There's nothing we can do. We have to some of them were like, well, we have to fight, and the other ones were like, no, let's just give up. Let's just give up.
Death Star. I'm not fucking with that.
Yeah, well, they have a Death Star. Let's just give up. It's like, well, so you're gonna die anyway. Why give up? You might as well go out fighting. Like,
so why did the Death Star? Oh, sorry. Why did the Death Star
Death Shark
shoot only the satellite thing at the end and not just blow up the building?
Well,
did it miss?
It hit the satellite and then hit the the ocean and a giant explosion.
But wouldn't you you're like, oh, we can't let them transmit this thing. Shouldn't you just like blow up the building? Like, why are you not blowing up the building?
Well, it's a planet killer. Why don't you just blow up everything? Just like,
well, it's their planet. They shouldn't blow it up, but they just want to stop the transmission. Just take out the dish.
Like the explosion though from the ocean destroys the building.
It was overkill.
But like,
for sure.
But it's just like blow up the building, just blow up that whole area.
And so are we to be made to understand that there are different levels of the laser from the Death Star? Like it can either blow up the planet or it can crush an orange.
Medium rare. You got that.
Well, you could tone it down, but even like at its lowest setting, it's pretty crazy, destructive.
The one thing I'm glad that they did in this movie, and I think this was it had to be a big joke. They were like, we have to give a reason why this Death Star, this planet killer, this thing that can destroy everything, we have to give a reason why it has a fucking flaw. There's a hole in it somewhere that if you just drop a little laser in there, it'll blow the whole thing up.
Yeah.
We have to have some sort of reason.
I actually like that. I thought that was taking something that's, an eye-rolling dumb thing from the original movie and actually
making
giving
a movie
an explanation.
About it. Yeah, they had to give that. But my thing is this. Well, again, suspension of disbelief. If the guy who created it didn't want it to do anything, how about you just set it so that when it goes out, the first time it tries to shoot the layer, it just blows the fuck up. Yeah,
maybe that's harder to do.
Yeah, and maybe just I'm no engineer. Are you an engineer?
No, I'm not at all.
It would probably be too obvious.
Designing Death Stars now.
It would probably be too obvious, I assume.
Yeah.
All right, so
or maybe a part of him wanted to see if it's going to work.
I'm telling you, you guys, listen. You have to. It's part of the stupidity of movies today, which is why I want you guys to see Passengers, because it's so bad.
Is that going to be the next show? Do you guys want to do? What's going to be your next show?
I don't. Trust me. You guys
can
turn on
do
Passengers.
An hour on fucking Passengers?
You won't be able to sit through 15 minutes. It's that bad. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I like the whole time, and I tortured myself. I sat through the whole movie because I was like, it's gotta at some point, it's gotta get something's good, got to be in there. And I was able to see Jennifer Lawrence's ass. Okay, great.
Is that the beginning or end?
It's like at the end, like right near the end. But it's
passing.
You got to earn it by that point.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
Oh, one other thing quickly about Star Wars that pissed me off. When she gets that suit with the katana shit on the back,
she never uses the katanas.
She doesn't do anything with it.
I thought she was gonna break out some Jedi shit.
Yeah, I thought something all right, well.
And then when she's about to shoot,
you already introduced martial arts. All right, bring on the katanas, I guess at this point. But no.
And then she's about to shoot Krennic, and the dude stops her. Like, why? Why let him live?
I don't know. He dies from the fucking ocean explosion.
We assume. Did they ever show it? Does the whole thing get destroyed?
Yeah, they're hugging on the beach and then they burn to death.
Yeah.
They burn to death. Does he burn to death?
The whole, everybody goes, he's done.
They're on the beach right next to the tower. I'm sure
unless they decide to bring him back.
That's
to the
what
next
I'm
movie.
saying.
Yeah, they might do that.
The next movie is A New Hope. He's not in A New Hope, so I don't think.
You know what's really what was really another dumb thing? So you put, I love Donnie Yen. You put him in the movie. Donnie Yen is a martial artist, so he's only in the movie to do martial arts, basically. So why is he not doing more? Why there should be more like fight scenes with him. Otherwise, because you don't put Donnie Yen in the movie for his acting skills.
He took out all those stormtroopers in the
in the beginning, when you first seen him.
That was enough for me.
Yeah,
I still don't think we need martial arts.
Yeah, I do agree. I agree with that. Well, we're almost out of time. So Shark didn't hate it. Erik hated it. I didn't hate it either. I kind of liked it.
I would not recommend going to a theater and sitting there and seeing it because it'll be a waste of your money.
Go to a matinee. Pay like $8.
Go watch Force Awakens.
Yeah. Go see the original. Go see A New Hope.
Yeah,
and then tell all the rest of them to go to hell.
Keep the hope alive. All right, this has been Rekt Reviews on Intertalk Radio.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We'll see you next time.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.